Hertz they just made an interesting deal. They just ordered 175,000 electric vehicles from General Motors. Now, this is really good news for GM, good news for investors, good news for, honestly, everyone. But what I'm curious about here is, when does Hertz think it's actually going to get these cars? Now, please, let me know in the comment section below. When do you think they'll arrive? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. Great to see you. As you know, second quarter of this year, General Motors delivered 7,000 electric cars. Now, that may sound bad, but actually it's incredibly good in comparison to the fourth quarter of 2021, when General Motors delivered 26 electric cars. Now, I thought it was 27, but I was wrong. 25 of those were Bolts. One of them was a Hummer electric car. I kid you not. General Motors celebrated delivering the Hummer EV because they delivered one. Well, in better news for the company, they have now signed this enormous contract. And clearly, General Motors, they are convinced that electric cars are the future. That's really the best thing, because a ship without a captain, what does it do? Just goes around in circles, right? Doesn't know where it's going. GM do know where they're going. The problem isn't their direction, it's just their execution. Now, Hertz announced that it would buy those 175,000 electric cars from GM over the next 5 years. And they said they'd utilize a new partnership with GM to expand their EV rental fleet, which started with a massive purchase from Tesla about 1 year ago. Hertz also struck a deal with Polestar for electric vehicles and will purchase a variety of GM products across its several brands. The rental agency explicitly mentioned that it would purchase a range of models from Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac as part of the deal. And I'm not too sure what those Buicks are going to be. I can't see a lot of Buick electric cars coming up, but you never know. Who knows? Now, for those of you wondering, the deal with Tesla, it was for 50,000 electric cars. And the first thing that came to my mind was this, right? There's a new deal we've just come up with in the US for the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. Now, I'm not a fan of that title. I think it doesn't make sense, but that's really beside the point. The point of this new act, right? The point of all this spending is to increase investment in the United States, to increase manufacturing in particular in the US of things that are crucial, to increase mining of minerals like lithium, right? To stop companies like General Motors and Ford from building their electric cars or their cars in general in Mexico. So what I'm wondering is, will these EVs be built in the US? Hopefully they will. It's very possible. Initial deliveries of the GM vehicles or the GM electric cars will be delivered to Hertz and begin with the Chevrolet Bolt EV and EUV in early 2023. However, throughout the agreement, General Motors will ship other vehicle types to Hertz for rental purposes. Hertz and GM stated in a joint announcement that a wide variety of vehicle categories will be available, including compact and mid-size SUVs, pickups, luxury vehicles, and more. This agreement will encompass GM's EVs to be delivered to Hertz through 2027 as the company continues to expand the EV component of its rental fleet. Hertz estimates that by the time the 2027 terms with GM are over, drivers will have traveled more than 8 billion miles in electric vehicles. It's exciting that two iconic American companies have shaped the evolution of transportation for more than a century, and they're coming together to redefine the future of mobility in the 21st century, Hertz CEO Stephen Scherr said. We're thrilled to partner with GM on this initiative, which will dramatically expand our EV offering to Hertz customers, including leisure and business travelers, rideshare drivers, and corporates. So clearly part of this deal is, right, what? Rideshare. Yeah? So clearly Hertz believes it will be able to purchase Robo Taxis from General Motors, from GM Cruise, as part of this deal. That's what I'm reading into this deal anyway. I'm curious how that's going to work and where that's going to be legal, how that's going to go down. To be honest, that's kind of interesting to see if GM will in fact sell its cruise-equipped robo-taxis to Hertz. Now, since launching its EV fleet in October of 2021 with a 4.2 billion sale or purchase of Model 3 and Model Y vehicles from Tesla, Hertz has grown to accumulate tens of thousands of EVs available for rent at over 500 locations across 38 US states. And Hertz expects 25% of its rental fleet to be electric by the end of 2024. Now, my question to you guys is, some people who still watch this channel who aren't committed to EVs, or they're a little bit like, well, EVs are too expensive, or, there's all kinds of naysayers out there. There are all kinds of reasons for why. My question is, if Hertz thinks it makes financial sense, and think about it, they're a business, they're coming at this from a business perspective, right? From a cost perspective. That's what businesses are all about. They're not about emotion. They're about making money. If it makes sense for them, why doesn't it make sense for you? Anyway, GM's rapid electric vehicle expansion plans are expected to help grow Hertz's electric vehicle fleet. And GM plans to have an annual production capacity of 1 million EVs in North America by 2025, which is complete myth. It's not going to happen. Sorry, GM fans, but that is pure fantasy. GM, yeah, they will eventually produce 1 million EVs. Now, the other stuff that I'm hearing right now, I've been reading different reports from enormous companies, Goldman Sachs and other businesses, with their electric vehicle predictions for the next about 5 to 10 years. Many of them are saying GM is going to be selling twice as many EVs as Tesla in 2029. Twice as many. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see if that happens. I think that, as usual, they will be wrong when it comes to those numbers. Our work with Hertz is a huge step forward for emissions reduction and EV adoption that will help create thousands of new EV customers for GM, said Mary Barra. With the vehicle choice, technology, and driving range we're delivering, I'm confident that each rental experience will further increase purchase consideration for our products and drive growth for our company. And I agree with her on that. But to me, what's more important about all of this is this. People will go and drive EVs. They're doing it now. They'll rent them, they'll drive them, and they'll say, wow, this is a truly luxurious experience. For those people who are still thinking, and they're still out there, there's a lot of people out there, they still think you can go buy a BMW internal combustion engine vehicle or an Audi or a Mercedes internal combustion engine vehicle, and they think that somehow that is a luxury. Sorry, my friends, it ain't. When you drive a car, if you're driving 100-year-old technology, and sorry, but frankly, internal combustion engines haven't come that far over the last 100 years. Yeah, they've come a fair way, but they're really not that much better than they used to be. If you really think that driving an internal combustion engine vehicle with an 8-speed transmission represents luxury, you just simply haven't driven luxury. So that's one of the great things about this. Having rental car fleets with so many electric cars for people to choose from will show people that there's an alternative, and that alternative is just so much damn better than gasoline. At least that's my take. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.